I'm Yuriy Polyakov, Principal Scientist and VP of Cryptography at Duality Technologies. I'm also a co-lead for the OpenFHE project. So I first heard of FHE in the summer of 2014. And I heard about it from Kurt Roelhoff, who was a new professor at NJIT, New Jersey Institute of Technology, and I was also teaching there at the time. So the dean of the computing sciences colleges introduced us, and we started talking. And Kurt told me about the project that he's been working on, DARPA Proceed project, essentially a major FHE project that started shortly after Gentry's discovery. And effectively, he convinced me it's an interesting thing. And in November of 2014, we started working together, and here I am. Yeah, so it's FHE is a dynamic field. So there are certain schemes that are popular now. New schemes may be released later. At the moment, I'm very enthusiastic about the scheme I'm going to present about. So I'm going to talk about in this talk. I think it's quite powerful, has nice capabilities. Of course, as time passes, there will be other schemes that might be more interesting. Well, first, Kurt sold it well, but maybe what I would like to highlight is it's a new research field. So it's an emergent research field with a lot of opportunities, both on the research side and also on the application side. So I like working on something that's dynamic, that's new, that requires a lot of work. Because previously I worked in other research fields and they're more established, and the need for breakthroughs was significantly reduced as compared to the FHE field. So probably this is the main factor. Also, there is a lot of practical prospects. I mean, it's a very promising field that I believe FHE will be used throughout the world. I mean, in some not distant future, and it would be nice to contribute to this. Sure. So I came from a slightly different backgrounds, or significantly different backgrounds, such as statistical physics, applied mathematics, and what I had challenges with and understanding, I would say cryptographic proofs, simulation-based or game-based proofs, the formalism of those proofs didn't make sense for me, at least initially, and understanding the intuition of that was the most challenging part. Everything else looked like applied math or something related to computer science or even physics in some areas, but the proofs, I would say, something that was non-trivial for me. Yeah, I definitely see the FHE or paths expanding. And there will be a lot of applications, and maybe initially some niche applications rather than general applications. So a lot of potential for this field. I also see hardware acceleration as a big contributor to the adoption and practical use of FHE. So it's going to be a requirement essentially to advanced FHE, especially into I would say non-trivial applications. There are multiple, but if I had to choose one, I would probably say efficiency. So efficiency is still the main, I would say, limitation that FHE has. Theoretically speaking, we can evaluate any arbitrary circuits, but practically speaking, we may not want to wait this much. So I would highlight the efficiency, and again, I'm looking forward to advances in hardware acceleration in that regard, as well as, of course, cryptographic advances. Sure. I would say I would like to highlight that FHE is a multidisciplinary field. It's not just about cryptography. I mean, of course, it is advanced cryptography, but there are many different facets to it. For instance, there is an aspect of accelerating it, which may be related to hardware acceleration or algorithmic acceleration. Then there are many challenges related to applications of FHE. Then, of course, there are many challenges on the cryptography side. So my advice would be use your strengths. Depending on what background you're coming from, where you're strong, start from that. If you're strong, let's say in electrical engineering or hardware acceleration, use that as the engine to get into FHE. If you're strong on, let's say in certain applications like AI applications, focus on that initially. If you have a good cryptographic background and leverage this so this is my advice: use your strengths. It's a multidisciplinary field.